Okay, it's November, it's the end of book 8, and I finally decided to crawl out of my funk to make a video. Well, not really a funk, but I am back for the end of book 8 on the legendary, or not legendary, on the double mythic heroes banner. Everybody's been saying not to summon on this banner, and they're right. I mean, I can understand why they're right, but I like these two characters anyways, and we're at the end of book 8, and we're gonna be waiting to see what book 9 has in store for us, so it's good to be back. I would have had a Halloween video up, but the problem is that my schedule for recording fluctuates because, you know, either I have family in the house, or I'm watching both the dogs, or my dad's borrowing my computer. However, I don't have any of those things in my way, so I can actually do a summoning video on this. And I'm hoping it won't take too long. I have a good amount of orbs saved up. And I know the new Heroes banner is gonna be pretty crazy. I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty crazy. We're gonna get a good amount of rewards, I know, because it'll be book 9. Shit, dude, we're on book 9. We've been playing this game for about, like, 7 or 8 years now. It's weird. Some people said, oh yeah, it's almost 10 years, but it's like, the game kind of started in 2017, so it's like, hit or miss. I don't know. It's been a while. Who's keeping track? I'm not keeping track. So here's the main plan. We are basically going to be summoning for Nidhoggr or Laeradr, and oh gosh, dude, I can't wait till we get a book with characters whose names I can actually pronounce. I kind of missed book 2. I think book 2, actually no. I think book 3 had the easiest names to pronounce. I'll say book 2 had some weird ones. Main plan basically is going to be the two headliners, which is going to be Laeradr or Nidhoggr. I won't complain if I get copies of Maelshez or Soth or Loki. I need fodder at this point, basically. I'm going to just... So that's pretty much just the game plan, and I'm looking around and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I got a couple of things. I mean, obviously a lot has happened since, you know, last time I did a summoning video, which was way back with Maelshez. So we finally got Sonic and Shadow I guess I should probably put a disclaimer. So I'm going to be talking about a couple of things in this video. Main thing being Sonic and Shadow Generations. I also did watch Arcane, so Arcane Spoilers ahoy. And a couple of other, well, I mean, obviously if you're playing Fire Emblem, you already know about the end of book 8. So, but let's take everything slowly at a time, because I did write out my list of things that I wanted to talk about. So Sonic and Shadow Generations came out, and that was a good game. I actually really enjoyed it, and I don't want to nitpick. It was a good game. There's some issues here and there. I'm not going to complain too much, though, because finally, for once, we're getting good Sonic games. I don't know. I want to say probably 2000... I want to say Sonic Colors, when that came out, like 2010, I think, was like beginning of the end. I'm not complaining about these new ones. I mean, I'm minorly nitpicking, but that's about it. The game was great. I enjoyed the level picks. I thought the story was pretty good. I will say that between the story, I feel like Shadow's story in Sonic 06 still has the best characterization of him, but I'm not going to complain about the characterization of him in this game either. The reason why I still think Sonic 06 was the best was because in Sonic 06, that whole story was basically it's a lot of relying on you as a fan knowing who Shadow is, which is what makes the story work. In Shadow Generations, it's a lot of kind of like catching up and very blatant story beat. Okay, there we go. We got Loki. That's, like I said, I'm not complaining. I'm trying to build her up more. Oh gosh, dude. I don't know why I'm like laughing at this so hard. It's always like I never summon on like a decent banner with like a hot dude or something like that. It's always where there's like hot chicks. So Shadow Generations was good, but the thing is I felt like the story's too blatant. It's like too on the nose talking about Shadow's past. The thing that I like about Sonic 06 is that it's a lot of implications about, you know, why Shadow does the things that he does. So when Mephiles asks him, you know, why do you save humanity? Why do you persist in trying to protect them? you know why, and the story doesn't have to say why. And I like that storytelling better, but it was nice that Shadow kind of got some closure and went full circle with his story. It just felt a little regressive. Wasn't bad, it was just regressive. The other thing, though, that I thought was... another thing that I liked and then also felt like was a hit or miss at the same time was, one, we saw Mephiles again, so that was amazing. The only thing that sucked is that his voice wasn't horrible, it wasn't the worst thing. Okay, Sari. There's some fodder, I guess, like basic fodder. But I think at this point, most of anything from like book 4 and below, maybe book 7, or not book 7, anything from like book 4 or 5, that's a 5-star, just automatically gets sent back for flowers. So, Mephiles in this game was voiced by Robbie Daymond, and I'm sorry, I don't hate Robbie Daymond as an actor. I think he's a great actor, but the problem is that he plays edgy teenagers, and his voice for Mephiles doesn't really fit, because Mephiles isn't an edgy teenager. He's supposed to be more of like an immortal being, and that's why Dan Green was like so perfect for that role. And I just can't stand it for Mephiles. Like, it's not bad. Somebody actually did a mod where they pitched the voice down, and it sounded pretty close, but I would have rather they cast somebody else. And I am gonna work on, I have my whole little comics that I do on DeviantArt and stuff like that, so once I wrap up the next page on that, there's a little animation project. Not animation, I can't, that's pretentious even as itself. It's not animation, it would be an animatic at most. I have an animation project I want to do of Sonic characters with Fire Emblem Heroes voice actors and clips, because I think some of that would be really fun, and I think Fire Emblem Heroes has been, as somebody who doesn't keep up on voice actors anymore, really, Fire Emblem Heroes has been great at showing me English voice actors who do a pretty good job and are actually, well acted. So I have a list of characters that I pretty much assigned Fire Emblem voice actors to, and I want to animate the Sonic characters saying some of the Fire Emblem voice acting lines. Like, for instance, Damian Haas playing Shez, he sounds a lot like, kind of sounds close to Roger Craig Smith, so I think he would be a good Sonic, and I have a couple of, I'm not going to go through the whole list, but I think he would be a good Sonic, and I'm hoping to do an animation project with that, as best as I can animate, which is nothing at all. That's one of the things that I wanted to go over. And then the levels in Sonic and Shadow Generations were great. Like, I like the design of them. I liked seeing Kingdom Valley again, and Rail Canyon was fucking awesome. We need a Sonic Heroes game, like a remake so badly, or at least give me a port to the Switch game, or to the Switch port, because Sonic Heroes probably has to be one of my favorite Sonic games. It's probably one of the better Sonic games in the modern era at the later end of it, simply because of how many playable characters it has and how much of an interesting... Okay, there we go. Not bad. Speaking of Damian Haas and Male Shez, I felt so bad. People were shitting on Male Shez for being I don't think he was that bad. Like, I use him in the Summoner, and I get it, nobody plays Summoner Duels. I fucking hate Summoner Duels at this point. Nobody likes it. But Shez isn't a horrible unit to use. I think his warping abilities are pretty good, and I just slapped lethality on him, and one of the seals for one of the blade seals, basically. Not the blade session seals, but I'm forgetting what it was called. The one basically that fuck dude, I feel so tired. When your speed is higher than the enemy's speed, it reduces your special cooldown. So he's a good unit. Oh gosh. Okay, I guess green. I didn't think of a contingency plan for if I didn't get gray or red. I'll have to check on that again. So yeah, overall, basically Shadow Generations was great. I didn't play the Sonic portion of it. I didn't need to, and I didn't like the changes that they made. I've complained about it before, but if there's one thing that I've hated about the modern iteration of Sonic in this time, or at this point in time, is one, the fact that they've changed Amy's character so much, so they reduced her crush on Sonic, and basically now she's got no personality. And I'm sorry, I don't think there was anything wrong with it. She's a cartoon character, so her crush is supposed to be cartoony and over the top. And I think it added a lot of flair to her character, and I liked it. And there's this weird idea that because she had, Bantu. I had a 10 merge Bantu, but I never really did anything with him. I don't think I would have done anything with him. So there's this weird idea that floats around that if Amy has this over the top crush on Sonic, then automatically she's not a good character, or automatically she's always like the damsel in distress. And I hated that line in Frontiers too. The fucking I'm not gonna be the damsel in distress this time, even though for the whole game I've been the damsel in distress. It's like, if you play the Sonic games, she's had plenty of moments where she wasn't the damsel in distress. When you play Sonic Heroes, she was the one who decided to lead Team Rose to go find Froggy and Chocola. When you play Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, you know, she's the one who told Shadow, you know, who kind of influenced him to remember what his real promise to Maria was and to save the world. And then Sonic 06, she saved Sonic from Silver. Like, she threw herself in Sonic's path, and she saved Elise. And in Sonic Adventure 2, she's the one who sneaks on the island and saves Sonic. It's like, she's been capable. It's just, it feels like people kind of overlook that. So that, and then I hate what they're doing to Rouge too. They're not doing the girls justice in this game, which makes me sad. The fact that they're like shrinking Rouge's chest size and they're covering her up, I don't like that, because there was nothing wrong with her character in the first place. Like, let the bat be sexy, who cares? And that was the whole point of her character, is that she's supposed to look sexy, but she's also deceptive. She's also capable, and, you know, you kind of underestimate her because she acts sexy on the outside. And I just don't think that it's a good idea to rewrite that. But other than that, like I said, you know, the Shadow portion of it was great. Some of the music was hit or miss, but overall, you know, I enjoyed the game. I can't complain too much, even though all I'm doing is complaining too much. And also, not just Sonic and Shadow Generations, I finally got to see Season 2 of Arcane, which I actually only just checked out this year, I think, because this year I think is when they announced Season 2 of Arcane. So I didn't check it out at first. I told my friend, I said, hey, once they introduce Warwick, then I think I'll start checking it out. And I don't play League of Legends. My brother plays League of Legends. He plays it very loudly. Not because, gosh, I don't want to shit on him, but I don't think he's very good at the game, because there's a lot of cursing that goes on when he plays it. But, you know, I like the artwork. The artwork is hella bomb, and I like the characters that they have. But other than that, I'm not into it. So they announced Season 2, so I told my friend, okay, I guess I'm gonna check it out. And I know I mentioned already that I watched it because I love Silco and I love Vander, and Jinx is my favorite character, and I mentioned briefly that I don't like Vi and Kate, but like now that Season 2 came out, I really get to go into detail about how much I know I'm gonna get attacked for this. I hate Kate and Vi so much. I hate them individually, and I hate them when they're together. I can't stand the both of them. So let me start over from the beginning, though. So Season 2 of Arcane was good. It got frustrating at times, but it had a lot of highlights that I think made it worth. I think, if I had to be honest, the only characters I really cared about in both Season 1 and 2 of Arcane is Echo, Jinx, Heimerdinger, and kind of Vander. I mean, he was only a short role. And Silco. I really liked Silco's character. And then some of the other characters were hit or miss. Like, Jace was okay, but Jace isn't a good character unless he's with Victor. And I'm not saying, and like, I gotta be honest, I think, you know, as bros, they're totally solid, but I can understand at least why people ship them. They have more of a dynamic than, they had better dynamic than freaking Jace and Mel. Which I said, I mean, but like I said, I don't ship it. I like the brotherhood aspect of it better, especially because, gosh, that one freaking scene is so solid. Like, the fact that no matter what, that, you know, Victor and Jace always met each other and were always together. Other than that, though, it's like there's not a whole lot that I really enjoy with the characters. 348, that's about 100 orbs. We're not doing too... Actually, I guess we are doing pretty badly. I haven't gotten any Nidhoggr or Laeradr, so that's not good. I got a male Shez and Loki. I almost said female Loki, but there's only one Loki in this game. So my whole thing with Season 2 of Arcane is, like, I don't know what it is, but the whole thing with Kate and Vi is that, like, they try to push the relationship like it works, and the problem is it really doesn't, because, like, they're so bad for each other. Like, my whole problem is that Vi, I don't hate Vi as much as I hate Kate, but Vi is a bad character when she's with Kate, because when she's on her own, she's not a bad character. I liked her when she was, like, pre-teen, before all the shit went down. Vi was a good character, because she was balancing trying to be a good sister to Powder, while trying to, you know, organize everything with Milo and Claggor, and it was hard for her to keep that up, but she was trying. And then season 2 happens, and she kind of, like, forgets everybody in favor of Kate, and then or season 1 happens and she forgets everybody in favor of Kate, and then season 2 happens and it gets even worse, because it's like, you know, she just goes along with whatever Kate wants. And that's, again, like I said, my main problem here is Kate, because, like, Kate basically is like, I want you to do the things that I want you to do, and if you don't listen to me or follow me, then you're no use to me. And then the fact that Kate and Vi hooked up again was so, oh gosh, dude, it was so bad. And it made Vi look bad too, because Kate freaking straight up cheats on Vi, and then Vi just says, oh, I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, girl, you can't be that desperate. Like, you have, like, if this was a, oh gosh, I hate it. It's like, this is a male and female thing. Like, everybody would be calling out the fact that, like, you are, like, you know, you're so desperate for somebody, and that's, like, really pathetic. And I know I'm gonna sound overly harsh, it just made it hard to watch. No, the real, we're being honest, the real couple MVP was Echo and Powder, the alternate timeline Powder. I really liked those two. That one dancing moment between them was so sweet. It was just a way better, I don't know, those two way, fuck, no.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Oh gosh, I'm just gonna fodder you off. I hate you. Anything related to book 7, I hate, you know. And I'm actually, I don't know, who knows what we're gonna have in store for book 9. I just hope it's not gonna be the, I hope we're not gonna get Yoshiko, or is it? No, yeah, Yoshiku. I hope we're not gonna get Yoshiku as an artist again. And it's nothing bad against Yoshiku as an artist, it's just the character designs for book 7, and I don't hate sexy character designs. Like, I'm summoning on Nidhoggr right now, and, like, that girl's got, oh gosh, I'm gonna say it, that girl's got, like, her whole cooch hanging out. But she's a good character, and I like her, and I like her design too. Like, I like the whole, it's kind of interesting because they, you know, now that we know that these aren't the real versions of the characters, I like to think that she might actually be somebody from Moosespell who was taken and, you know, implanted, had the real Nidhoggr's heart implanted into her. That's kind of an interesting headcanon. Like, I like to think that maybe, like, Eikthenir was somebody from Asker, and then Nidhoggr was somebody from Moosespell, and then, how do I pronounce it? Hraesvelgr? I like to think she could be from Nithovellir. It would be interesting, but I like good character designs. I don't like it when the character design focuses, like, if the character design focuses too much on a certain goal, like if it focuses on trying to cover up too much or trying to just be as blatantly sexy as possible. Like, I want there to be kind of an overall theme. Like, the reason I like Nidhoggr's outfit is because, like, even though she's scantily clad, like, she gives off, like, the way her design looks, and I know it's gonna sound really weird, so bear with me here. The way that Nidhoggr's outfit looks is like, she's a drunk, basically. Like, her whole thing is that she's just a straight up alcoholic the whole time. So she's got, like, this long robe, it's kind of reminiscent, she's basically reminiscent of, like, you know, an alcoholic in her underwear and a bathrobe, like, which is kind of, it's a really good character design, like, you know, a fantasy aspect of that. And then I'm trying to think of, like, basically that's how I see her outfit. So that's why I think her outfit is actually good. Ooh, man, we're down, like, to half our orbs, and I still haven't gotten either one of them. I thought I was gonna be okay with this. I thought I'd be able to save. Am I at 9.50%? Holy crap. That's not good. But yeah, no, so I like Nidhogg. So, like, the problem with all the book 7 characters is, like, all the girls are sexy, and then you have King, what's-his-fuck, I can't pronounce his name. I'm just gonna call him King What's-His-Fuck. That's what I've been basically calling him this whole time. So, King What's-His-Fuck, like, his sister, basically everybody else is just dressed up like a hoe, and then he's covered up. Like, let the man dress up like a slut too. Give us some equality, and then I think book 7 would have been okay. But other than that, it's, you know, it's not very good at all. So I like sexy outfits, but there's gotta be definitely more of like a balance or a purpose. Like, if you're just doing it just to kind of push the limits, because like, you know, I'm not gonna pretend like Fire Emblem's a classy game, but, and like I said, it's nothing. At the end of the day, I don't really give a shit because I can just choose not to use the characters in general. I think the only reason why I would care is because that's what ends up being most of the banners. Oh fuck, dude, we're at like 20 minutes. 8.50%. This is not, we're not doing good at all. At least the good news is we'll be coming up on Christmas, and if I get some money for Christmas, I can just spend it on this, because otherwise that's what I'm spending it on. So I want there to be more of like a balance when you're designing sexy characters. Like, I want there to be something good. Like, either make it so that everybody, you know, dresses up slutty, or make it so that everybody's covered up. Like, give us equality. That's all I ask for. But yeah, I liked it. I mean, we're seeing the end. We saw the end of book 7, or we saw the end of book 8. I think it was a good book overall. I think it wasn't as messy as book 7. Book 7 just really kind of suffered from the plot bouncing around too much and not making a whole lot of sense, and a couple of plot holes. Like, they said that, you know, you're supposed to be creating a child with Sather, but the thing is there's no explicit consent given. Oh shit, actually I need to save on. Okay, I made a mistake with Dorothy. I need to save this Dorothy. So I made 10 copies of combat manuals so that I could so I could actually build up a Dorothy, because I think she's pretty cute. And actually I need merges of lapis too. But the problem was that I did 10 copies. I should have done like 9 and then saved one and then got the last one, because I haven't run into a single Dorothy for a while, especially because I haven't been summoning on as many of these banners. So my whole thing is just book 7 was just a mess all around. And I will say, oh gosh, you know what? I didn't talk about book 5's Tempest Trials, that whole Tempest Trials story. I hated that, dude. Like, I didn't hate book 5, but the Tempest Trials was a mess, and I feel like they didn't explore the things that needed to be explored. And the whole, like, oh gosh, like, it was kind of just doing a whole lot of nothing. It's like, okay, now we're in Nidhoggr. Now there's a Jotun that's, you know, fighting us, so then we fight the Jotun. It's not like book 3 and book 4, like, so actually all 3 of the previous books, even to their credit, even to book 4's credit, which I don't hate book 4, I actually like it, it's just I don't like it as much. Like, even book 4's credit, they had a good solid storyline going on with trying to bring back Freya. But this one, like, they could have explored Fafnir, like, where he came from, or the fact that he got dragged. They did the time travel aspect, so they literally could have, like, done something where they got to see Fafnir pre-Nidhoggr, transformation. Like, that would have been so cool, except we forget about him. We basically have only 2... That was the crazy thing, too, is how many characters from book 4... Almost all the characters in book 4 got attuned alts, or some type of... Actually, no, none of them were really ascended. So, everybody got attuned or rearmed alts in that book, maybe except for Mirabilis and Freyr, but we only just got base Freyr in that game. So the fact that in this game the only 2 characters that we really got, holy crap, now we're at 9.50%. I'm starting to lose steam here too. So the fact that only, and I love Reagan so much, but like the fact that only Reagan and Dagger were the ones to get alts, and then Thiazi, I think is how you pronounce. Yeah, okay, I got that right. Thiazi and Nidhoggr were the only 2 characters to be introduced. Nidhoggr didn't even get, like, he wasn't an ascended or a rearmed or an attuned or anything like that. He was just base unit, like, did not get any type of recognition. Fear, you keep ruining my... That's too much. So, okay, you know what? Let's just go to this really quick. Send some units home, because I don't want most of these guys. I actually need to save copies of Yulia because I want to build her. And I don't need any more copies of those guys because some of these are already built. Oh wait, here we go. But yeah, no, and I think there's one character that's still unaccounted for. So they mentioned Sindri, and if you ask me, I am 95% sure, and who knows, could be wrong at some point. I'm 95% sure that Sindri is going to end up being Atri. Oh gosh, how do I pronounce it? Atri, I think. And I don't even know if that's like, I get all the characters. I get all the character names mixed up because there's Air and there's Atri and there's also Atir. So who knows? Oh gosh, come on, dude! Don't make me waste all my orbs on this. I've been saving up. I've been so good. I think the last banner I spent on was like Halloween, and I didn't even do that much. So I'm just hoping that we don't. I'm hoping that we don't get bugged for nothing. But yeah, no, it's just weird. So I think what's going to happen is that the Book 9 banner is going to... Actually, no, it can't because they didn't introduce... So I think they'll introduce Sindri in some way, and I think that's going to be part of the January banner. But yeah, Book 9, I don't know what they're going to do, and especially because we didn't have a Valentia banner this year, and I'm shocked because we still have a couple characters unaccounted for, and I keep telling them they need... Well, I mean, not telling them. I keep saying that there's other Valentia characters that they could use that they're afraid of touching. Like, the Cypher characters, if they put in Emma and Randall and Shade and Yuzu, they'd solve the Valentia space. Like, they don't need to stop doing Valentia banners. They just need to put those guys on, and then that staves off, like, putting in some of the other characters. Or just blend them in, too. Like, just do 2 of the Cypher characters, and then do the last 2... last couple of remaining characters. We still have Noma and Dean and Jesse, which really sucks because actually I think I like all the characters, and I don't know how Saber being introduced in base game is both a blessing and a curse because man, he's like basically fallen off the... Not that meta matters to me too much, but there's not a whole lot that can be done. Holy crap, dude. We had 460 orbs. I have no idea how it got this bad. And not even with like any pity breakers or anything. And I know I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get a pity breaker right here. Just watch it. Oh, never mind. Not Core. I'm gonna jinx it though. I'm gonna get a pity breaker of somebody I don't want. I thought I'd be like going insane on this. So we're waiting for Noma and Dean and Jesse, and I think that's pretty much it. But they don't have to just have those characters. They can do other characters as well who maybe didn't get... Maybe not King Lima, because fuck that guy, but you can put in Lady Liprica, or you could put in... Oh gosh, I'm blanking out. It's been a while since I've played Valentia, but there was the mage who was in the forest town that was... I'm trying to remember what it was, but basically there was that forest that was like a maze, and then when you got to the center of the forest, there was the mage who used to be part of the Doom of Faithful that got ousted by Jeddah. He'd be an interesting character, and maybe this will be part of the Fallen banner, but there's still the other Doom of Faithful characters that showed up at the last second. That would be interesting too if they got more lines, I guess. And I'm actually curious as to what they're going to do for their next Fallen banner, because I'll be honest, I mentioned it, this year's Fallen banner kind of sucked, and it wasn't for anything dealing with like the Binding Blade characters? Oh gosh, what do they call that? I had never played Binding Blade or Blazing Blade. I think Blazing Blade was the second game that was the prequel, and then Binding Blade was the one that was with Roy. So I think Blazing Blade was the one with Nurgle and Ursula. Yeah, okay, I got it right. Yeah, so those characters weren't bad. I liked those characters, but the engaged characters, that was a little too much, and that kind of soured the banner a bit because especially because Lumera already got a legendary alt just that year, so it's... Or, no, was it that? No, I think it was last year. I don't know. No, it had to have been this year because I think she... Oh gosh, when did the emblem characters get introduced? That's how you know this game's been going on too long. I can't even remember half the details here. But... Oh, dude, 11%? Oh, fuck, dude. This is not a good summoning banner. I don't even know if I should upload this. Nope, I don't need to keep summoning. I think if I get down to 100 orbs, I'm just gonna have... Fuck, come on, that's bad. I need to think of something else. I've been ranting about the books for dude, I fucking swear, don't you give me the pity breaker on this, you bitch! Ah! Nina! Or Nina! Fuck! Gosh damn it! No, I have to... And we're gonna be reset all the way to 8% again. Fucking hell, dude, are you kidding me? I felt that in the pit of my stomach. I knew that was gonna happen. Okay, let's switch gears, because I need to talk about something else that's not gonna get me, like, super pissed off. So, what else did I put on my list? I saw the Ultraman Rising movie. That was great. That was the movie on Netflix. It was a good movie. Nice, I don't want to say indie cast, but like a... Oh, wait, fuck, I summoned on blue. Oh, fuck it, who cares? I'm not getting anything on this, but might as well do the full round, just to get back up my percentage. So, Ultraman Rising was a good movie. Lesser known cast was really good. The animation style was great. It was very Spider-Verse reminiscent, but the movie itself was really fun. And I have to give them props for the way that they animated Emmy, because I know, like, even if it's a monster, like, child characters can always be a hit or miss, but she was, like, freaking adorable. And I think it was, honestly, like, there's this rising trend of, and I've mentioned it with indie animation for YouTube, but, like, there is a rising trend of like, indie animation coming up, and I honestly hope that we get up on that. There's actually a trailer I saw online, and I haven't seen anything for it yet. I mean, I saw the first episode of Dungeon Flippers. That was really good, super endearing. Animation was completely solid, and the premise itself is super simple. Doesn't have to, go into anything crazy. And the character designs were really good too. I like Molly, and I'm actually forgetting everybody's names right now. But that was one that I'm looking forward to. And then Digital Circus is going to have their upcoming episode in episode 13. It's kind of funny because it's like there's been a huge shift in attitude between, I have to get my animation picked up by a studio, and then I'll have made it and everything's good. And now it's switched to, I am going to push my animation on YouTube, and it's going to get popular, and then, that's how I'm going to be making my product. And I actually like that because it's giving more... Yes! Finally! Oh, thank you, babe! I've been waiting for you my whole life! Oh, gosh, yeah, let's have a good time. Fuck, now I'm having a good time. Oh, man. Now I just gotta get the tree dude. Okay, please get... defense. I don't want to push it, but... fuck. Okay, let's just... Oh, come on. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to summon for the tree guy. I'm gonna try not to go below 100, although... I might just completely lose impulse and just do it anyways. We'll see. Fuck, dude. This is gonna be a long-ass video. Nobody's gonna stick around for this shit. I might have to actually use... what do they call it? I might have to use, like, timestamps for this one, just because this one's so fucking long. Pardon my... you know what? Like I said, I'm cursing now just because I feel like YouTube's gotten, like... has, like, a balls grip on people now for people trying to make money, and because I'm not trying to make money... I just want to be able to kind of like stand up to that in a way. Let's get rid of all these guys. And let's try to go back and see if I can get some good shit on this. Fucking finally though. Okay. I might still summon on red. We'll see. Dude, that was ridiculous. It should not have taken that long. I had 400 orbs saved up. And like everybody was saying, like Tacho and Zishadow were saying like this is not going to be a banner worth summoning on. And here I am spending like almost all my orbs on it, but you know what? It's okay. For characters that I like, it's worth it. I'm gonna say it right now. They're gonna have a Fates banner. It's gonna be like the worst thing ever. But if it had Shura on it, I would spend all my orbs. Like last year's New Year's banner, that was the first time I summoned on an actual seasonal banner to get somebody up to 10 plus, especially for a demote, because when they had male Kana on that banner, I was so freaking excited to finally see my son get an alt, and now all I'm waiting to have, the only characters I'm waiting to see get an alt would be like Silas and Saber and, dude, actually, you know what, speaking of Legault on screen right now, Legault needs an alt so badly, dude. There's also, I mean, there's a lot of characters that I think deserve alts too, like, freaking Saizo just got his alt last year, and it's weird because it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think if you could put a character that nobody likes as much on a banner, but as long as you give them a good setup, people will summon for them. You know, it's not like there's a lot of like just meta summoners, and I get it because like, you know, you're summoning based on popularity too, but like, you know, just put a freaking like put in a lesser known character as a demote, you know, and just give him a good set and people will go after him. Like, look at Reinhardt. Like, Reinhardt, no, you piece of shit. Well, it doesn't take away anything, but, you know, that's not good fodder or anything of that either. And this could have just been, like, Tree Dude. Or Laeradr. I can actually pronounce Laeradr's name. Okay, this is a good circle. I can summon on all of this. So, just basically make a good unit and people will summon for it. Like, nobody, I don't want to say no, and I don't want to piss off Thracia fans, I get it, but you know, Reinhardt wasn't as popular of a character when Fire Emblem Heroes first came out. The reason why he got popular, and same thing with Nino too, is like, I think they were both, you know, like, well-liked characters in their own right, but they weren't as super popular as they are now, mainly because when they came out, they kind of had like, you know, they had more added to them. And the reason why Reinhardt got so popular is because he had, you know, a PRF weapon that had a brave effect that nobody else really had. Like, at least in terms of a tome, nobody else really had that. So that's why he got popular, and then that's why he's able to get alts. So if you just do that for some other character, dude, I'm gonna lose my self-control. I know I just want to summon for, like, more circles, but I just really don't want to come away from this as empty-handed as as I could be. So we'll see. Like, dude, that's like, what, 350 orbs down the drain? I might do one more round after this. I just want to get, like, a good amount, at least to build it up again. Because, like, mark my words, I'm not gonna...
Miss me, baby.
I want more copies of you, but I don't want you right now. Be gone, thought. Yeah, you know what? Hold on. Let's just do one more round. Fuck it. I'm gonna lose my sense of self-control in this. So, it's... I don't know. This like, 350 orbs down the drain. Like, I'm gonna... For damn sure, I'm gonna be summoning off, you know, like, off the record once this video's done. But not, like... I gotta recuperate my orbs for fucking book 9 coming up. So let's just finish this round up and then I'll stop, and then hopefully I'll be able to save up orbs and stuff like that. I mean, I have... It's gonna sound shady. Not to sound shady as shit. I have ways of, like, you know, being able to, like, get orbs on this without having to result to, like, dropping a whole bunch of, like, out-of-pocket money. Like, you know, I do babysitting jobs or pet sitting jobs and stuff like that, and I also have, like, you know, cashback stuff, but... dude, this 7 minutes and this is a shit summoning session. So somehow, if you manage to, like, keep track of this, I'll do my best to do timestamps for talking about stuff, so that, like, if you actually basically, if you preview the video and you want to hear me talk about something specifically. But other than that, I'm just gonna pop off for now, and, well, not pop off, but I'm gonna hop off for now, and I will see you guys later.